Think y'all can hear me, right? Y'all can hear me? Cool. Yeah, I gotta bring it up here. Just figured it out. All right. So, unless you're blind, yes, I got the iPhone 17. And I'm gonna be giving a detailed explanation as to why. So, me, I'm a very tech kind of guy. I love new tech. I love getting new things if I can afford it, that is. And this was the case where I could afford having this. Um, all this talk about. Well, let me see. Well, I have the box right here. My phone is currently in because I not only got the iPhone 17, I also got the Apple Watch Ultra. Now, the reason behind that story is very explanatory. So, okay. So, Saturday, my Apple Watch was glitching out hella. Like, I don't understand what it was, if it was something I did, but it just randomly just started glitching out of nowhere. And so I was like, I was confused. I was like, why the hell is it glitching? Like, what are you doing, cuh? Like, what you doing? So, okay. So I go to T-Mobile. Um, I believe, yeah, today. So Tuesday. So this issue started happening Saturday, and the whole time I was thinking like, all right, I need to actually see what's good with my Apple Watch because like, what the what the what, you know? So I go to T-Mobile today, and I was like, yeah, my Apple Watch is giving me trouble, and the lady, she was very sweet. Her name is Jessica. I talked to her, and I'm like, yeah, like I would love to get a new, I was just like telling her about my issue, and then she was all like, yeah, for your instance, you would probably have to get a new Apple Watch, and I'm like, well, that's what I planned on doing, Shotty. Like, you think I walked up in here and didn't expect y'all to ask me for money? Anytime you walk into any phone store, that's the first thing that should be on your mind. And other people, they go in there just to breathe the air because they just feel richer or whatever. Me, I walk in there and I get to business. Yeah, I came here to get a new phone, or I came here to get a new Apple Watch. We weren't even talking about the phone yet. So as we're talking about the watch, you know, I was looking at the 17, and I was all like, so, all right, so this is gonna sound very financially irresponsible, but you gotta understand I'm a tech person, okay? And this was bound to happen sooner or later. So I had a payment plan for my current phone at the time, the 16. And I was all like, so how would I go about, getting a new phone if I did decide to get one? And she was all like, oh yeah, you would just have to trade it in, be nice and whatever. And I'm like, uh, in my mind, I'm already like my financial, because I have two sides of me. I have the Waylon part, which is, the fun guy who likes to have fun and doesn't care too much about actual logic. And then you have the the financial Waylon. You'd be like, like nigga, you can afford it, but I don't think you should just be wasting your money on phones, like whatever. So I ended up like I was like, yeah, let me get the phone too. So I ended up getting a phone and an Apple Watch, and the phone I honestly didn't need. And I just remember as soon as I paid for it, because mind you, I had to pay for since had payment plans. How financing works is that if you want to, my bad, am I too loud? The way that financing items works is that if you choose to get a new phone, you have to pay the remaining balance on your current phone and the down payment on the phone that you're acquiring. Which that automatically took me aback because I'm like, bro, I don't know if I want to waste. Like, dude, when I tell you, I spent $1,800 today. I really did. And, I'm thinking, was that the smartest idea? No. But I mean, hey, what matters is that, hey, your choices have consequences. And honestly, it was like, it's stupid, like me explaining it. You're making it like the way I'm explaining it, it's like seems like it's probably the stupidest thing I ever did. But dead ass, I really fell in love with this phone after I paid for it. Cause like when I first got it, I was like buyer's regret, and I'm like, I don't Like, why did I? And then like I had to have my homies hype me up. Like, I was like, hey, can y'all like tell me that this phone was a wise purchase? Because if y'all don't, I'm probably gonna cry. I was on the verge of crying in the passenger seat, and I just remember getting to my room, and when I was setting my phone up, I was like, I ain't gonna lie, this shit's tight. Like, this shit is tight. Um, yeah. So I have it right here. So this is my current, like, this is the 17. It looks pretty normal size in my hand, but then again, the reason why I bought the Pro Max was mainly because I never found a phone that fit me better than the Pro Max. And you know, my one of my friends who drove me to T-Mobile, they literally told me, unless you're like not being like, you should only get a Pro Max if you have plans to be like, a content creator, or like you plan to be productive with it. There's no point in having a phone like this and you're not doing anything with it, which is a valid point. And that really just it really just comes to say that maybe I didn't waste my money, because honestly, I like having me a little of vlogging. Like, I could just vlog from my phone. Like, yes, like, it just, I think the part that got me that I really loved is just the color and the style of it too. Like, I remember when it first came out of the box and I was like, "Oh my god, this phone looks tight." And I'm currently, shout out to T-Mobile, cuz T-Mobile, they really do be having good deals on like getting stuff. I was a customer with them since 2021. Never switched to another service. Honestly, don't plan on doing it. And the reason why I said that, it's good that I paid like the down payment and the remaining balance, because the payment plan I was on. So I don't know if I spent way too much money on it, which I probably did, but I only have to, like, this phone is free. Like, or like, it's fully paid off. Fully paid off, really good financing, so it's not gonna rack up too much on my bill, which I'm already excited for, because I'm like, dude, my phone bill is already high. I don't need any extra shit to be. Oh, I need to stop cussing. I'm on YouTube. Um, yeah, I was kind of, excited in a way. I never thought like I would be able to get us, or I never thought I was gonna get the 17. To be honest, I never thought I was gonna get it, because I mean, it was no point. I thought I was like, but this, honestly, this phone just proves that I'm gonna run this thing into the ground. This is the phone that I'm gonna be making all my videos on. This is the phone that I'm gonna be constantly, you know, doing things. And I'm streaming on YouTube for the first time. Well, actually, not for the first time. The first time in a while. The reason why I haven't been streaming on YouTube was mainly because a lot of my streams, I be watching like, what's it called? I be watching like movies and shows, and I be doing music reactions, and you already know how YouTube is with copyright. Like, I'm not even gonna lie. The reason why I haven't pursued YouTube as much as I want to is mainly because of copyright. Because yeah, I want to give my like, and then of course the excuse is, well, react to it on Patreon. Brother, I have 87 subscribers. Do you think that those 87 subscribers are gonna contribute to my Patreon? Pay to see me listen to music and react to movies. I'd rather react to it on stream. That's why I stream a lot now, because streaming is just, it's so much easier, like, in a way. I mean, of course, like, other people disagree, because it's like, oh, you're constantly being watched, and like everybody's looking at like your every move. Which originally I was gonna stream just 8 hours straight every day. I was just gonna leave my PC running, so that way, and also like I need to promote my music. By the way, sophomore mixtape coming out tomorrow night. Um, See, here's the thing. The thing about my project is mainly because, well, it's mainly the reason why I release a lot of mixtapes instead of releasing like an album. The main reason is because I genuinely like I genuinely don't like I want to make sure like that I gotten all the creativity out of my system. since like my mixtape was genre hopping, I wanted to wait until I was at a certain point in my, music career where releasing an LP would be like, beneficial. But how do I release an LP if I don't have a discography? The only reason why I haven't released an LP is because I'm trying to have these mixtapes fill the discography. Okay. I want people to know that, yeah, this is my music in the past, and I want them to see my production gradually, like, better itself. And the only way I was able to do that was to make mixtapes. I make all of my beats. I remember I started producing, I'd say a year ago, either a year and a half ago, because I remember I bought Logic Pro in May of last year, so a year and a half ago. Wait, hold on, because I bought it in May. Yeah, a year and a half ago. So yeah, I bought it a year and a half ago, and when I first got Logic Pro, I'm not even gonna lie, I was scared. I was looking at this, I was like, what, what's going on? I used to use GarageBand, and I fiddled around in BandLab, but the main thing was okay. I think the real thing that hindered my overall artist development was me just mimicking other artists. Like a lot of my music, I mimic other people. And at first I thought it was inspiration, but now I'm thinking like no, like this is definitely mimicking. And I kind of want to like get my sound together before I like try doing anything like, like a full LP. And that was basically what the mixtape helped me do. It helped me, build, you know, some sort of an identity, a creative identity, like as an artist, because I'm not even gonna lie, writers like just overall creative block is not for the weak. I will say that. Um, I remember I fell into a very deep creative block. I think May of this year, and it was kind of bad, man. Like I was thinking about quitting music altogether because of how bad, cause like if y'all didn't know, I have major depressive disorder and I have generalized anxiety disorder along with borderline personality disorder. So I like, dude, I'm a whole gaggle clot. Like I have so many problems within myself, and I feel like me making music was helping me cope with it because the whole time I was trying to run away from my problems. But if you just accept it for what it is and make do with what you got, it's powerful. And that's mainly what I'm trying to channel on my debut LP, Disassociation. So I haven't had I didn't get all the songs written yet, which is why I kind of don't want to speak, but I feel like it's better to speak it out so that way well, even though there's one viewer watching, it's better to just speak it out so that way that can give me my motivation. So disassociation is like primarily based on my struggles with mental health, and it basically tackles a lot of issues that I've dealt with. Like I've dealt with eating disorders. I dealt with problems of self-image. Like for example, I think I'm fat now. I still struggle with self-image. When I look in the mirror, I think I'm fat, but I'm not. I just gained gained some weight, not even a little bit of weight. I can't say that. I gained a lot of weight. I was having like problems just being myself. Like being in a house where literally nobody like anybody could care less about what you have to say and you're just weird and oh like stop talking, you're so annoying, shut up, like hearing that constantly, and then also being criminalized for my identity. Like my mom, she was very manipulative and she would like tell me what I should be as a man and whatever, and she prioritized my sister over me, which that was like a deal within itself. um I usually sorry, I usually don't talk about this because the more I talk about it, I kind of get emotional. But I I'm I used to like be in a really dark place, and music really helped me a whole lot. I'm not even gonna lie. Music helped me like very much. They really did. Um, Sorry, I got hit with an anxiety wave. Hold on, I think yeah, hold on. I'm gonna give me a drink. Hold on, I'll be back. All right, I'm back. So I used to like I just got hit with an anxiety wave. Actually, you know what? I'm gonna just go ahead and say it as much as I try to as much as I try to avoid it. Um, I being a content creator has always been something on my bucket list, and my bucket list was to make it big and actually, speak out to people who deal with similar stuff to let them know that they're not alone. I try my best to respond to any and everybody. And making music was a way for me to say what I've been feeling. And like, I'll just go through my whole music production journey real quick. So, I grew up in a Christian household, which isn't, like welcome to the club. I'm pretty sure that every musician has grown up in a Christian household. So, I remember I used to, do the same thing that typical Christian households do. Go to church every Sunday and go and praise the Lord. But I just felt like the way that my parents viewed the Lord was them as an excuse to do the things that they did to me. And I found that mainly on my mother. My father, he he, um he wasn't like that. And it really sucks cuz he was a good dude, and for the longest time I've been against him and I honestly didn't know why. So, but anyway, that's a whole other story. Let me go back to my music production journey. So yeah, I remember I used to listen like it was either Christian music or like R&B or whatever my mom used to listen to because my mom used to listen to a lot of music, and so I would just be right there with her, and we'd just be in the car singing and jamming and whatever. And I have synesthesia, so you already know it's what Pharrell Williams has. It's basically when you see colors whenever you listen to music. I dealt with that. And I always used to say like, "Oh, this color's blue," or "Oh, this color's purple," and or "This song's color's purple." Like naming music out by colors. But I didn't know the keys, and I I was gifted a guitar, but I kept breaking the strings, so my mom just stopped, paying for new strings to give me. So she would my mother or my sister, she learned piano, and well, she doesn't remember it now, but she learned piano at the time. And I just remember listening to music and just seeing different things, and it was just a lot. So so I'd say around my teenage years, I would say all my like I'd be riding with my father all the time because he was the only one who like cared enough to drive me places, and he would either be listening to Fred Hammond, Brian Courtney Wilson. You already know the deal when it comes to those Christian artists. Don't even get me started on Lecrae. Like Lecrae makes very good Christian music. It's just I've been so oversaturated with Christian music that it ended up with me hating it as a whole. And I remember I would always be left out of things because I didn't I was listening to movie soundtrack, like music from movie soundtracks. And I know it's weird, but it was comfort. And the soundtrack was good. It was no cussing, it was clean. It was perfect for me. So I got to listen to all those types of music. I don't think I've actually listened to other genres of music until I was maybe like 14 or 15. And over time, for some reason, I don't know what it was, but I grew like an infatuation with Megan Thee Stallion. Like I loved her music and like all this stuff. And I remember my mom; she would tell me like, not a lot of men listen to Megan Thee Stallion and stuff. And I'm like, well, I like her music. Like when it comes to female rap, I don't understand why I like it, but I do. And it's the weirdest thing ever. Like a lot of people don't listen to the music that I listen to, especially Megan Thee Stallion, except if it was my sister. And the whole time I was thinking like, like, hey, me and my sister finally bond over something. We both like Megan Thee Stallion. And over time, that's what got me into music, like female hip hop. And female hip hop at the time there was a lot of baddies in female hip hop, and I was just so in love. And then over time, the roots of me driven over to R&B, and I listened to both male and female artists. And over time, it just became like my niche. It became my thing that I love talking about. Then I'd say at around 18, I downloaded or I bought a MacBook and I just started fooling around in BandLab. And I didn't know what I was doing. I never produced anything before. I didn't know how anything worked. But the reason why production was like my main thing was mainly because ever since I was a kid, ever since I was a kid, ever since I was a kid, I was a kid. Ever since I was young, I always loved knowing the brains behind everything. For example, if you bring up like, a movie, for example, I want to know who made the movie. I want to know what production company distributed it. I want to know I like to know every part that was played in that movie. And the same goes with music and the same goes for content. I'm just curious. And I remember it like I used to be so weird. Like nigga, bro, I was 10 years old watching 20th Century Fox logo histories, Warner Brothers Pictures logo histories, and I used to think that I was so weird. Like I used to think I was like the weirdest, and then I joined the Marine Corps, and I realized that there were so many people just like me. There were so many people who understood what I was talking about. And I think like, joining the so when I joined the military, I joined without telling anybody and I was just trying to handle my business and I wanted to keep it on the low. And everybody was so surprised when I joined the military because they were talking about how hard it was gonna be, how and I was like, Nigga, the stuff I deal with at home, at least I'll be getting paid to get yelled at. They don't even get to touch me. They just get to yell at me. So what are they gonna do? Hurt my feelings? Oh well. So I joined the military and during my job training, um during our lunch break, I remember going to one of my homies' rooms and they were making this song called Stomach Pains about one of our coworkers. And like it's a whole deal. So we or not we. I so we have this coworker and we make fat jokes towards him all the time and whatever, and we nicknamed him Chowzilla. So when we nicknamed him Chowzilla, they were like releasing tracks, and they had like there was so many people they were making cover art with like the parental advisory. It was funny, and so I think at this point in time it's like 2023, and I'm sitting there with my homie, and the song that's trending currently is Pound Town. So my young ass, I think about bro. Like I look at my room and I'm like, bro, what if we took the beat from Pound Town, made it food related and all about our coworker, and call it Chow Town? And he was down for the idea. And so like I wrote the song in about like 10 minutes and it just sat on my phone. And then I had the room to myself and I was writing in my journal. And then I look at my notes library and I see that the song is written down. So I'm like let's record it. So I recorded it on BandLab. I did the little You already know how it is, like video to MP3 converter. So I did that to get the instrumental, and then I just got to cooking on it. So we made this. So I made the song. Everybody was listening to it, and they were laughing their asses off. Like it was so funny. Then comes like a couple months, and I released another song. And I think if I were like to pursue that artist career, like that song that I made would have been my one hit wonder. It's called Plates Have Feelings Too. It wasn't as good. It was funny, but it wasn't as good. Like the part about Chowtown was that it was funny, but it was bars. But um Plates Have Feelings Too, it was funny, but the bars I was kind of stuttering a little bit, and I was like, yeah, you know what, I'm done. Like it had its time. And then before I get shipped out to Hawaii, I make another track and I call it Bottom of the Bag, because the reason why I named it Bottom of the Bag is because whenever you order like fast food, there will be like what's it called? Oh yeah, there'll be fries at the bottom of the bag. And so the words just came together like bottom of the bag. This is where the fries be at. And then when I was in basic training, there was like, this thing called box chow, and it had a whole bunch of snacks, and like it had a main course, but it was filled with snacks and like whatever. So then the next words come up like bottom of the bag, look at all them snacks in there, like what? And so I was just like, I was spitting. I recorded it, but the beat was way too fast for me. And I was thinking like, yeah, I can't, like, yeah, I'm done with Chazilla. And then one day I get extremely hungover and just kind of dedicated. So then I like, as I'm dedicated, I I ended up downloading this sample pack. It samples Lil Uzi Vert's 20 minutes, like the do. Actually, hold on. It's better if I play it, and I'll show you the finished product of it. Cause I ain't gonna lie, I might hop back on BandLab because BandLab isn't bad when it comes to like making music and stuff. It's a great tool, but yeah. So I made the song while hungover, recorded it, and used a little auto tune feature, or it's not auto tune, it's auto pitch. I keep calling it auto tune. It's auto pitch. So yeah. So then
Yeah, can I get like
Too much for someone your size.
you not know who I am? I'm Charles.
y'all can hear it. Um crap. It doesn't have the
Was something big and never.
okay, hold on. Alright, so this is the finished product.
Hi, welcome to Domino's. What can I do for you today?
Yeah, can I get like 5, 6 pieces?
Don't you think that's a little bit too much for someone your size?
Excuse me, do you not know who I am? I'm Charles.
Oh!
Come at me correct,
I'm sorry.
bitch.
When it comes to food, I still be chomping. If you touch my piece, be boxing. Cooking the door, she really got me tripping. When it's something big, you never tip them. Helicopter titties be spinning in circles. And they clapping my chest to the verbal. Give me my food and no, I ain't stutter. Damn, I would want some peanut butter. And jelly, never sandwich. I'm a family, neighborhood old fat bitch. All meat, no cabbage. All meat, yeah, eat like a savage. I'm getting big, don't nothing. So I'm big as shit, you can call me a whale. Pizza, burgers, fries as well. All them things keep me fat as hell.
Go to Chipotle, I'm taking the Denny's. And then to Boston, took her pennies. Put some more to just cost some pennies. I took a spot to eat all this candy. Bottom of the bag, that's where the fries be at. Bottom of the bag, look at all the snacks in there, snack. Bottom of the bag, just where the fries be at. Bottom of the bag, look at all that greasy fat.
When it comes to food, you know that I do not play. I must grab a bunch of fries and I'm sure it in my face. When it comes to food, you know I have zero chill. If you get into the bathroom, then you know what to do. Yeah, you know what to do. Yeah, you know what to do. If you get into Big Macs and when you know what to do. All this food up in this room, got this place so surreal. Can someone pitch me? I'm dreaming cause this do not feel real.
I'm big as shit, call me colossal. I don't walk down the street, yeah, I waddle. Fucking a bitch for wonderful waffles. A lot of food in my mouth, hard to swallow. Pizza expenses over my history. I smell bacon, turkey, and hickory. Gobble shit up like a cobra. I off this well because I'm usually slithery. Eating it up, getting 30 pounds and I don't give a fuck. I'm chomping down for 20 wing nuggets, I slow down to the clowns. Bottom of the bag, that's where the tenders be at. Bottom of the bag, I feel like a caniac. When it comes to food, I steady chomping. If you touching my pizza, we boxing.
I'm big as shit, call me colossal. I don't walk down the street, yeah, I walk.
Look in the DoorDash lake, I'm a tripping. Or there's something big and never tip them.
Pizza expenses over my history. I smell bacon, turkey.
Hey, whoa. I know I told y'all that this was a remix, and I wasn't playing. Yo, run that shit back right now. They say I got to eat less, but I'm like a sandwich, they got me putting depressed. I got to de-stress, take food away from me, I'll become depressed. With a bitch when I snatch my big back, hard, but I don't have like a kitten cat. Touch my food and I'm bitter my lid back. We're really big working like a big snack, shit, bottom of the bag. That's where all the fries be at, that's where the snacks at as well. You touch my food, all the brains out. I'm stacked up like a big Mac, I'm a buzz to the Excel sheet. That's where they see me coming, they all just screaming, help please. When it comes to food, I steady chomping. If you touching my pizza, we boxing.
I'm big as shit, call me colossal. I don't walk down the street, yeah, I walk.
Look in the DoorDash lake, I'm a tripping. Or there's something big and never tip them.
Pizza expenses over my history. I smell bacon, turkey.
Yeah, so that was it. Uh, it's a pretty funny song, and I wasn't taking it seriously. I was having fun. There's this other song though, dude. What was it called? I think it was. What is this? I don't even want to know what this is. Um, yeah, this one. Okay. So this one I made with my cousin. I low key kind of vibe with it though.
Tell me money, baby, you right now. Girl, why you act so extra? Got my sons to the sun come down. Tell these niggas when I'm next up. That's funny, but they wanna run away. That's you for me, but you playing in my face. You move beside me and I might just hit your case, huh? Back to all the hate. Like you from right now, with my hand is on mine. Closing the sun in the summer, so much you a bum. I swear to you, just put my eyes, you just keep dumb and dumb.
Why you playing like this all of there? I already see your hand. Go ahead and cancel all your plans. Cause right now I'm your only man, baby.
I'm kinda money, baby, really right now. I just tried to get my band up. Don't want to see us fall down. Put your whole going so she next up. She pushing me, but she begging me to stay. She said she's coming through this name that's on my place.
My girl, that's her. Wanna tell me where the Chardonnay. Like a game, you know I don't play. Reach new heights like 220. For my heart, you'll have to play hide and seek. Get your feet, you gave me everything. I'm a real one, this is silly. So need a test drive, already signed a list. Turning through racks and making them back. Don't make it easy, but when it comes to girls, I'm a big Mac, baby. I'm all out on my mind right now. Girl, I'm trying to get my bread up. Somebody until we'll start to go down. I'ma keep working till I'm next up.
Yeah. But I was getting off topic. So yeah, when I made the song previously that I played, um actually hold on. I'm gonna go refill something. I'll be back. Whoa. Soundboard. Soundboard's tripping. Hello? Am I Am I good? Yeah, I should be good. Well, I'll be back. All right, so I'm back with my drink. Um, when I was first starting making music and stuff, I was kind of iffy because I did first start on BandLab and I was looking up YouTube beats. Then I purchased Logic Pro. So when I purchased Logic, I was, I was kind of like, I was kind of stuck because I was like, dude, all I make are video game beats on Logic and stuff. Yeah, honestly, I'm not even in the vibe to talk about music. I mean, I'm smiling, but yeah. I'm ready to get out though. I'm ready to get out of the military, go live out my best life and all that stuff, all that jazz. In fact, actually, I might finish stream to be honest. Yeah, I might finish out stream. Thank you for the one person who's still watching. I appreciate you a whole lot. I'll probably resume again tomorrow, but I'm just really not feeling it today. So yeah. I'll see you on the flip side, and just know, no matter what life throws at you, your compass will always guide you true north, meaning move forward. Wise words from a wayfinder, which you are. Peace.